Hi, myself Anoosha, working as assistant professor from the Department of IT, VNR, VJET. Today, I'm going to explain about the topic software engineering and introduction about the software engineering. So, what is mean of software? So, software is nothing but set of instructions, as we know that. But the instruction comes under the any machine languages, any machine instructions, source code. It all belong combination of the software, right? So, when it coming to the software engineering, it is a process of building a software or developing a software by following the in a systematic and organized way. So what is that systematic and organized way? So it is like a SDLC, software development life cycle. Before going to develop this any kind of software, we need to follow all these steps of SDLC, software development life cycle. So in software development life cycle, the first step is what? Requirement stage, and then we need to design it, and then we need to implement in terms of coding and testing, and then deployment, then maintenance. These are the few steps included in this SDLC. So that is what the systematic and organized way of developing the software. That is what the definition of software engineering. So the software engineering, it is an application of systematic, disciplined and quantifiable approach for designing, development and maintain of software. That is what I said, SDLC life cycle. So this is what evolving role of software. See, the software, it has a different, it performs a dual role, like in terms of as a product, or else in a way of delivering a product. So if it is a product, we can take it as a mobile phone, and we need to operate inside a computer and transforms this, produce and manage the information by using this product as a mobile. So when it is a vehicle to deliver a product, the basis for the control of computer, so it communicates the information by using the vehicle. That is also a product, or we can say it as a evolving role. So we are going to creation and control of other programs by using some tools and environments. So these all are comes under this dual role. It has a software. So it has some characteristics we have with this software engineering. So what are those characteristics means? See, the software is developed or engineered, which is not manufactured in the classical sense, because every software should be developed. It is not going to build, it is not going to construct, so it is not going to manufacture. That is the main classical sense of telling that software is developed. And software doesn't wear out. What is mean of doesn't wear out? See, software is, there is no expiry date for this software. So that is the meaning of this doesn't wear out. There is no expiry, means if there are any updates, then we are going to update it, but there is no word of saying that there is a expiry date of the software. And next thing is software is completely custom built. So this is what the diagrammatic way we can say here. This is the bathtub curve we are using to say software doesn't wear out. Here this is the what failure rate, and this is what wear out rate. See, when the we are using some time process in x-axis, and how much failure rate is happening in a y-axis. So we are using the bathtub curve by saying software doesn't wear out. What is a failure rate and what is the wear out by using this bathtub curve. See, this is another one we are using by using the some increased failure rate due to some side effects, because the change and everything has happened due to some side effects. So that the here we can say that the failure rate has increased That is what we can say by using this diagram. See, hardware for the computer is designed and built, but the software component should be designed and implemented, because we need to use some coding and testing programs, coding and testing steps. That is the reason we are going to implement the code according to the requirement given by the customer, and we need to test that code. If any bugs are occur, again we are going to send that code to the developer. So this is a continuous process until and unless we get the perfect product or perfect software to deliver the customer. So this is what the changing nature of the software. See, till now what we discussed, simply the definition of software and how many roles, dual role of the software, and what are the characteristics we have with the software. And now what is the nature? See, it depends on the nature, time and place. The nature of the software will be changed. So there are different natures we have. First one is system software. See, it is a collection of programs written to provide service for the other programs. For example, we can say that compiler. See, compiler is a program, right? So we are using this compiler to execute the program. So here this is what collection of programs. Here we are using some C language, that is also a program. We are writing code in that, and we are executing that program by using the compiler to run. So this is a collection of programs, we can say that, this compiler and C language. Next, application software. See, it consists of the standalone program, solves the specific business needs. We have taken the example as a calculator, for example. See, calculator, what purpose we use? See, specific business need, as we have mentioned here. Specific means what? If we take the calculator, to addition of two numbers, what is a specific symbol? We use addition symbol. Same way like subtraction and multiplication, right? So that is the reason it consists of standalone programs for to solve a specific. That is what application software. Next, engineering and scientific software. See, we use some calculus, statistics programs for what? For scientific software ranges from the astronomy and some kind of stress analysis. See, if you want to use some kind of mathematical explanation or mathematical definitions and some formulas, we are going to go with this engineering and scientific software to solve that particular formulas, so solve that particular problems. Calculus and statistics are the different examples. And embedded software, see, depends on the user requirement, depends on the user need. We can increase or decrease, we can up and down, we can do some modifications, as we said that within the product or system, and control features and functions of the end user. See, this is, we can take it as microwave oven controls. See, when we want to increase or decrease the temperature, we can go with this microwave oven. According to the features we have, we can control everything. So that is about the embedded software. Next one is product line software. See, spreadsheets, graphics, DBM. These spreadsheets, when we use it, we are going to design some specific capability that is used by many customers. Like spreadsheets are going to use number of customers to share that spreadsheet. We can gather number of customers data and all. So that time we use the spreadsheets, product line software. Next, web applications. When it comes to the website, see, different set of organization, different set of places. If it is comes under hospital management or else educational organization, depends on that, they are going to use this kind of website, and modules also differently they are going to implement it. That is what web applications. Artificial intelligence software. So this makes the use of non-numerical algorithms to solve complex problems. So robotics and games. So these are going to avoid that non-numerical algorithms to solve a particular problems. So these are the different kind of softwares. Depends on the situation and place, they act like a different nature. So that is what system software, application and engineering and scientific, embedded software, product line, web application and artificial intelligence software. According to the situation, according to the place where we are going to apply that software, the nature of the acting will be different. So next topic is myths, software myths. What is mean of myth? Myth is nothing but a assumption which is not a true imagination. We feel that this may happen, but which is not a true. Myth is nothing but it is a wrong assumption, or else expecting, or else imagination. This is what the definition of myth. Software myth. So these myths are classified as three ways. First one is the management myth, next is the customer myth, and practitioner myths. So each myth we discuss now. Management myth. So what manage, actually there are three roles in this particular software development process. First one is the management side, next one is the customer side, and the third one is the practitioner or developer side. Okay, there are three roles we are going to see while developing the software. So first, management myth. What management will think which is not a true. See, first myth one is what they think is we already have a book, the book that's full of standards and procedures for building a software. Won't that provide my people with everything they need to know? See, they feel like we have a book, so everything is written in that book, that is enough for the developing the software or product. But what the reality is the book is correct, complete, adaptable to the new technology, up to what extent it's being used. See, actually we have book, something is there in that book, but the reality is what here is the book is updated, or else is the book is having the necessary information, everything we need to check about that book. That is the myth one from the management side. So before going to develop the software, what the management will think, okay, whatever the things we are providing, that is enough for developing the software. But the reality is the providing things are updated things and complete things, is the things are available the necessary, or else everything they need to check. That is the myth one from the management side. Myth two is what here, if we get behind schedule, we can add more programmers and catch up. See, what management will think is, okay, if we are lagging with the time for providing the product, we can add more people in between the development process. But the reality is what here, adding new people into project, we need to train them. See, when we are taking the new people in between the product development, what we need to do, we need to explain everything about the product with the new people, and we need to train them, and what is done till now, what they need to do in the future, and everything they need to explain with the new people. That is a big risk. And next, myth three is what, if I decide to outsource the software project to third party, I can just relax and let them build it. Having that is what the thing, like if I want to if I thought that the developing process is very less it is going very large time, and we can give that product or project to the third party, it is better to take the rest and we can sit relaxedly. But the reality is what here, having to keep on checking and monitoring. See, it doesn't mean that if we hand over the project to the third party, we cannot sit relax and we cannot just take the rest. We need to take the feedbacks, we need to ask the status of the work, we need to monitor them what they are doing, and we need to check everything with them. So that is the main thing, the reality of the particular third myth. So these are the three myths from the management side. First myth is what, we have everything in the book, so we can follow that book so that we can easily develop the project. So reality is what, either the book is updated or not. And the next myth is what, if we go behind the schedule, we can recruit the new people into the project. But the reality is what, if we take the new people, we need to explain everything to them. That is the myth 2. And myth 3 is what here, if I decide to hand over my project to the third party, I can just sit relax. But the reality is what we need to explain everything. We need to monitor. We need to check with the third party every time, every day to day. So these are the three myths from the management side. So this is what assumptions, as what the management is assuming, what the reality is, what the management is imaginating, what the reality is, which is not yet true, because in reality it will be different other than the myth. So that is what the myth meaning. So next, customer myths. See, until till now what we discussed, management myths in terms of reality and myths. Now customer myths, what customer will imagine it and what the reality is. See, first myth is what? A general statement of objective is sufficient to begin the writing programs. We can fill in the details later. Actually, before going to develop a project, what the process happened, as I said, SDLC life cycle, the first step is requirements, right? So we need to gather the requirements from the customer. So in that time, the customer should give all the requirements, all the things whatever expecting, everything the customer should explain with the team. So but what the customer will think, the simple general statements are enough to begin writing the program. If anything is there left, if anything is left, I can explain them later. But the reality is what? Need to give more clarity. It's not like that you can say simple things first, and if anything left, we can say later. It doesn't like that. Whatever the things you have, whatever the requirements you are expecting from the team, and what are the functionalities you are expecting from the product, everything you need to explain clearly in the beginning of the requirement stage, developing stage. So that is what the first myth from the customer side. Next myth is what? Project requirements continually change, but change can be easily accommodated because software is flexible. Actually, what the customer think, whatever the changes are there, we can modify in the middle of the development phase. That is what customer will think. But the changing anything in the middle of the software, in the middle, it will time waste and money. So it doesn't mean it's not like you can add anything in the middle of the development process, because it will take more money and time, waste of the time. So that is the reason changing anything in the middle of the development process is not that easy. So that is the second myth from the customer side. The next, actually, the what the customer myths we have discussed till now. First one is, in the beginning stage is we can explain the statements, is as general statements are enough to explain with the team. If anything left, we can explain it later. But the reality is, it doesn't mean, it's not like that. You need to explain clearly in the beginning of the development stage. That is what the first myths from the customer side. Second myth is what? If we want to change or modify anything in the middle of the development process, it is easy because software is flexible. It doesn't like that, because modification or changing anything in the middle of the development phase takes more time and money wastage and time waste also. So everything you need to explain in the beginning of the development phase. The first phase is what? Requirement phase. Next, practitioner or developer myths, we can say it as. So what is the developer side, what they assume and what the reality is, actually we discuss. Myth 1 is what here? Once we write the program and get it worked, our job is done. Actually, what the developer will think, okay, the third phase is what? Implementation in terms of coding and testing, right? So once the code has done, writing program is done, our work is done. So that is what the developer will think. Developer will imagine. But until I get the program running, I have no way of accessing its quality, because until and unless deployment stage till deployment stage I cannot take the rest, because until and unless the product working properly, then only we can take the relax. Now next to reality is what formal technical reviews need to conduct time complexity, because every day we need to conduct some reviews, what is the status of the work and what is the what is the schedule we have actually given, and what is the present schedule it is going to do everything. Next myth is what the only deliverable work product is a software program code. Actually whatever the program code we given, that deliverable work product is the programming code, but along with that code need to give description about why we use libraries, what type, if we get any errors how to solve. Because after implementation phase, what we are going to do, we are going to deploy that product into market, so the customers are going to use it. Like for example Flipkart, Amazon, everything, when they use that product, they are going to give some feedbacks and reviews, right? So it doesn't mean that once you deliver the work into the market, that the software is done. So it doesn't mean that. You need to give the description of the product, why you are using and what type of libraries you are using, and if any error is there, how to solve, everything you need to give in a description way to the customer, so that it will be easy for them if any bug or error occurs. So these are the three types of myths from the practitioner or developers. What they assume, what actual reality is. They assume that once the program is done, my work is done. It doesn't mean that. Until and unless the product works properly, then only it will be success. Next is what the writing code is enough, the product work is done, but the actual thing is you need to give every description about the product, what kind of tools you used, why you are using the tools, and if any error occurs, how we can solve, everything is going to describe in that particular description. These are the few myths, few assumptions from the developers or practitioner myths. Developers, we can say that developers or practitioner myths. These are the few myths, like software myths. See, while developing the software, after developing the software, before going to developing the software, they are going to assume something. In these three phases, there are three roles will be there. Before going to develop the software, the customer will involve and everything is going to explain with the team. And while developing the software, developer will think something, but the actual thing is different. And the management need to provide everything to the developers, a team, to develop the product. So every phase they are going to think something, they are going to imagine something, but which is not a true, which is not in a reality. These are the about the software myths. So myth is nothing but assumption which is not a true. So these are what about the software myths. So in the next video I am going to explain a new topic about in the software engineering subject. Thank you.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe VNR Digital Learning Resource YouTube channel.